All right, so a lot of Donald Trump supporters love him because he tells it like it is, man. He's not a regular politician. You know what I'm saying? I know. We interviewed a lot of them, and that's among the top things that they say about Donald Trump and why they like him. Okay, so let's find out if that's really true. So earlier this week, there's this guy from Texas, the agriculture commissioner. His name is Sid Miller. Fascinating guy. Decided to call Hillary Clinton. Well, I gotta say the word, cunt. So he tweets out about how Donald Trump is now leading in Pennsylvania. Says Trump 44, cunt 43. Okay, so pretty strong language. It's, of course, quite outrageous, and so he deletes the tweet. But that's that. So he tweeted that on Tuesday. On Friday, Donald Trump thinks I kind of like it. Out of nowhere, he brings up Sid Miller. I mean, who the fuck knows who the agriculture commissioner is in Texas, and why on God's green earth would a presidential candidate be talking about him? The only reason you'd be talking about him is because of what he called Hillary Clinton. And he says at the time on Friday, you have this wonderful guy, Mr. Miller, Sid Miller. And okay, wow, Jesus Lord mercy, right? That's a hell of a thing to call a guy who just called your opponent the C word. And okay, now right now, all the Trump supporters are still like, yeah, that's right, man. I'll call her anything. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Because he's a real guy who talks his mind. Well, that's interesting because then on Saturday, all of a sudden he's disavowing Sid Miller and usual Trump coward move, pretending he doesn't know who he is. He says, a guy gets on 2 days ago, a man named Sid Miller, don't really know him. Wait a minute. What do you mean you don't know him? You were just talking about him yesterday. You're the one who brought him up out of nowhere. You see, I think you do know him. And here's what I think happened. And again, Trump fans, you know what happened. His advisors pulled him aside and said, hey, dummy, don't call your presidential opponent the C word. And he's like, oh, yeah, you're right. I guess that was too far. Okay. I mean, I call it like it is until my advisors tell me not to. And then the next day I walk it back. What happened? I thought he was such a tough guy. I thought you guys respected him because he just tells it like it is. Then on Saturday, why is he all of a sudden pretending he doesn't know who Sid Miller is? Why would you bring him up twice on two separate days, back to back, if you don't know who he is? Hey, have you guys ever brought up the agriculture commissioner of Nebraska? No, me neither, because I don't know who the fuck that guy is. The only reason anybody knows Sid Miller is because he called Hillary Clinton a cunt. So, and Donald Trump knows that, but he's being a coward as he backpedals away from that. Because that's what losers do. Okay? So he should have never praised Sid Miller in the first place. That's outrageous. Okay? But then, of course, the backpedal you guys don't see. Now, that's a small thing. Okay, you say, hey, Jen, come on. That's a tiny thing. Okay, it's a bad word. He shouldn't have done that. He flip-flop, whatever, right? But the problem is, guys, when he does it on a macro scale. You know that whole thing about, oh, we're going to build a wall, man. We're going to build a wall. But that's his number one thing, right? In every single rally, we're going to build a wall. The whole place goes nuts. I know, we've been to dozens of these rallies. Michael Schur, Eric Byler, Jordan Chariton, Jimmy Dore, they've all covered them, okay? Everyone say, we're going to build a wall. And who's going to pay for it? Mexico. Yeah, we hate the Mexicans. Yeah, go Donald. Tell it like it is. He speaks his mind, man. He says his things that I'm thinking. I know he does. That's part of the problem, okay? So, but does he really mean it? You know what he did just a little while ago, a little over a week ago? He said, well, they're not really going to pay for it. Oh, are you kidding me? All of a sudden, Mexico's not going to pay for it? Well, he said, no, we're going to pay it out of our funds, and then they're going to reimburse us. All of a sudden, a flip-flop on his most central issue. You see, guys, he's no better than anybody else. He's just a scummy little politician like everybody else. You think he tells it like it is? No, he doesn't. You think he's not a standard politician? You got it all wrong. That's exactly what he is. And the reason he does all that is A, he doesn't know what he's doing, and then B, when his advisors yell at him, he goes, "Oh, okay, man, I do. Oh, that's true, that's true. How would we get them to pay for it? Well, golly gee, I guess they wouldn't pay for it in the so I guess we're gonna have to pay it out of our own funds and then try to get it back, right? That's why I'll go out there and tell them that. Okay, you guys are right, man. And and Sid Miller, I thought the C word was good. It's not good. Okay, I'll go out there and say I don't know Sid Miller like a child." You know what? Like a baby. Here's my thoughts on Donald Trump. Loser Donald. Sad.